Sideline of ball. Lakewood are doing it. They're going to take. He's going to bring down Birdie. Alone with a double deal. Dropping fast. Bonavoy's there. He's still alive. Wait, check his line. He's going one time. He's going a second. He's taking it. Oh my God. On three. They're all dead.
Happy Halloween, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. We should have had more fun with the green screen. You know, now
You don't
that I'm
even
seeing
have
it.
an orange
We
and black
didn't.
tie,
I know.
dude.
I went blue to match my. Oh man, we really screwed up. We should have put some spiders on the background or some cobwebs.
I bought candy for kids.
spooky
That's my
house.
contribution.
He's helping the kids. He bought candy. Nobody else was going to do it. We were all just going to tell him to go away or give him pennies,
You're gonna be those grouchy,
apple slices,
people that no one ever wants to come around.
cans of soda. If only we had more Red Bull. That's the ultimate endorsement right
Yeah,
there.
I'm sure their parents would love that.
Free Red Bull. Here you go. Help yourself. Oh, boy. We've got Summit 2 America by G2A.com today. 3 games. First up, we've actually got the top 2 teams in the group stage right now. Complexity versus Not Today. Smash Sama. Wow.
Sure.
All right, get pumped up, man. Come on. It's Halloween. Have some candy. Get that sugar going.
Yeah.
Need a little pep in your step, Merlini. All right. Complexity. They've been looking hot, man. They are 5-1 right now, and Not Today, the only team undefeated. They are 4-0 in this 12-team group stage here.
Arctic, man. Arctic's legit.
Arctic. Look at you trying to be all hipster with their old name.
That's what I know them as.
I like that. Well, now they're Not Today.
I actually think they have the worst name in the league.
You gonna lose? Not today. See, you can do that. It's
Are
like
you
a
gonna
little
win? Not today. You can go either way.
It's true. You can turn it around.
Are you
however
gonna get
like.
smashed? I don't know. I
Not
don't
today.
even know if that's good or bad.
It depends
5
which team you're on. You know, it's all
remaining.
about perspective.
You
That
can
is one of the problems with this
You
team.
can get smashed by smash.
Well, exactly. That's one of the
Reserve
problems,
time.
though. Teams have figured out their strategy. It's 4 protect 1, give Smash everything, and hope he can
That's not
carry you.
dude. He can do anything
What? Smash?
except carry 4 anchors, but he can do a lot. He can play a lot. He's very versatile.
No, this team's been looking good, but we've noticed more often than not when teams focus on Smash, shut him down early on. That's when the team kind of crumbles. He's their shot
That's why you
caller,
give him
he's their
something like
playmaker.
Spectre, where he's supposed to die.
Yeah.
Easy.
What a strategy. Mihawk's been playing pretty well, I think. So is the rest of their team. This is the roster they had to stick with.
Whoa,
after
Misco
TI.
changed his name to Miss Cow?
Well, I think it's still Mystico. Well, actually, I'm not sure. Maybe it's an official name change, different pronunciation, or it's just some joke we don't get.
What's unusual about this draft? First pick Ron is actually pretty unusual. So is Enigma in the first phase. They're not terribly unusual, though. We've seen all these heroes a lot come and go.
Yeah, Complexity, they recently switched from Han. Maybe, I don't know, 6 months ago, maybe a bit earlier than that. I know they've been practicing Dota for a while, but have finally made the switch. And you'll see all these heroes have direct ports in Han, so a
Radiant
little bit of
team
comfort
pick.
for him, perhaps. Ogre, Enigma, and Puck. What? Solid heroes. Staples of the game.
Don't talk about that.
Don't talk about what
Don't
Han.
talk about that here.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to offend you, officer.
Dire
Why didn't you wear your
team
officer costume today? This is the perfect day for it. You could have been
What?
Commissioner Wu.
That's not a costume. That's my day wear.
That's
I wear it every day, dude. Not
Yeah.
one day a year.
well, today you could have gotten away with
This
wearing
is
it to
my
work.
costume. It's off duty.
Oh.
Okay.
Your Merlini costume, I gotcha.
Going with the Puck. Not
Yep.
today. Going with the Lycan. Ew. That's some push. Complexity. It's a pretty good fighter lineup, though. 3 in heroes
remaining.
with some disables, a lot of deeps. Should be good.
Yeah.
Same with Not
5
Today, though.
seconds
Vision
remaining.
Tidehunter. Pretty good for running around and doing stuff, keeping people preoccupied while Lycan does his thing.
Yep. But here you go.
Radiant
Good
team
old-fashioned
battle.
Dota original. Ember Spirit.
Not Today needs some sort of lockdown. Like, Sky would have been really good for them, but they banned it first. They need... Let's see...
They need
Puck would have been really good for
10
them, too.
seconds remaining.
Dragonite.
Dragonite?
Yeah.
Dragonite's pretty good.
Dragonite here.
5
Aren't they gonna put
seconds
Lycan mid, though?
remaining.
It's hard to say. I'm not sure how Not Today run it. It's could be your Smash hero.
Reserve time.
Who do they put on their safe lane farmer usually? I'm forgetting the roles. I think Mihawk's the off lane. Is it Ewo? I think he's their carry player. What does Ewo like to play?
Wasn't he that Ursa? That
He was.
Yeah,
Dire
he
so he
was.
plays
team
scary.
battle.
Every time I bring that up and Mott's listening, he's like, "Come on, dude, don't rub it in." But that was pretty bad. He solos Roche, leaves the Aegis there, and then Zai just jumps in and denies it because he's so afraid it's a trap. He doesn't even want to go in to pick it up. The Ursa
Dude,
just
that
walks
wouldn't
away
that be
like,
sick?
oh, I forgot my Aegis.
Wouldn't that be sick to have a bait like that? You like,
That would be pretty
and then
sick.
you like have a
5
lion there
seconds
spamming
remaining.
hex on the Aegis.
I mean, it wasn't that dissimilar to the Havost play when Navi lost its Star
Resolve
Ladder when
time.
Aoi just black hole BKBs nothing because he's like, there's no way this is just Slug. This has to be a
Radiant
trap.
team
I don't trust it.
better safe than sorry.
It's a PGG style play. You just go crazy and
They don't see it
impossible to
coming,
predict.
man.
Yeah, they never see it coming. Well,
Okay.
All right, what's going on here? Not today. So they need something with a stun, maybe some nice lockdown, some setup for Big
Or
Wolfie, space creation.
Smash. What else do you play? He plays MP.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if they picked MP. Go for some split push action. And
10
screw the
seconds
fighting.
remaining.
Yeah, they could try that. I think he likes to play Storm Spirit. Not really a
5
great game
seconds
for it,
remaining.
That is
though. Doubt
not
he'll pick it here.
not a great Storm Spirit game.
Kunkka, that's another Smash classic.
Reserve time.
I like Kunkka.
Let's see the Kunkka. What a perfect hero for Halloween.
There's
He's
no,
cosplaying 24/7.
There's no good setup for him though, so I don't think.
You got some Ravage, Arrow.
Right. Yeah, those are real good.
All right, fair enough.
I vote for Lion, dude. Lion's awesome.
Well, they have a sick Mirana player. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
All right, so it's probably a
Dire
one
team
Mirana,
pick.
actually. I don't think it's going to be a carry shaker. I think it'll be an Ewo Mirana and a Smash Lycan like you
Your
were
carry
talking about.
shaker's not bad either.
I mean, I like Core Earth Shaker, but I just don't think it's
Mm-hmm.
think it's a little
I don't
crazy.
think it's good enough lock. It's okay lockdown for these heroes, but it's not amazing. First off, Earthshaker and
decent-ish.
Mirana. We saw Earthshaker Pudge yesterday by Cloud9, and they did not
10
execute
seconds
very
remaining.
well.
that was the
Earthshaker
only
Mirana.
thing wrong with that game.
Yeah, that's true. But it is something that
5 seconds
Secret
remaining.
runs a lot. You have to be really good at coordination, though. If you're like slightly off, they're
Reserve
worthless
time.
picks.
Yeah.
So, and you can't really tend to fall behind with these heroes too, because these heroes aren't great at farming.
It is a good
Earthshaker-
tri lane though if they end up going that route.
It's
with the Visage.
decent. It's not great.
A lot of long range poke with the arrow and the fissure, and Soul Assumption's pretty dirty.
Yeah.
And Grave Chill does make arrows.
Long range poke.
Long range poke.
You make it seem like a sniper with like 1500 range. And
Well,
half
it's not that
damage.
bad, but Arrow and Fissure, they're pretty long range, and they're poking them. There's your last pick, Razor, so that'll be your Moon Meander hero.
Mm-hmm.
Moon reminds me a bit of Arteezy in terms of his play style and his attitude. Just the Asian version of Arteezy.
I think this is the first game I've cast of him.
Really?
Prepare
I know
for
you've
battle.
got up against him in a couple of pubs.
Oh, dude, I
always a
had the
fun experience.
funniest pub I've ever had in one of the games versus him. He was Wraith King. He had 2 rapiers. No, he had 1 rapier. He had Aegis.
Uh-huh.
They base pushed. We were like down like 2 racks or something silly, and then we eventually wiped them all. Get through 3 of his lives. We take the rapier. He gets another rapier and another Aegis, and we're still confined in our base. And I'm Queen of Pain. They have like also this like ridiculously stacked Bat Rider who has like Refresher and Scythe and some other stuff. Anyways, so we somehow managed to take him down in this ridiculous fight. 3 lives again. I get 2 rapiers, and then it's just me, the Shadow Demon, and this Bat Rider. Like everyone else is dead.
I think I've heard this story.
And then I'm like trying to kill this Bat Rider's trying to kill me and get the rapiers, and I'm really, really low.
30
So then he
seconds
blows through
to
all of
battle.
his cooldowns, his second sheep, and then he goes through the second lasso. I get lassoed, and I'm like dying in the Firefly, and then the Shadow Demon's right beside me. I'm like, oh, thank God. And then he disrupts himself, and then we lose both rapiers, and then we immediately lose the game. And I just cracked up for like a good minute after that game. It was the funniest stuff I've had. Anyways.
Well,
Hey, they pulled a swapperoo.
who do they swap here?
The battle
You can swap that
begins.
late.
I think if you don't buy items, you can do it. All right, so Ewo's going to take
Wait,
the
you can buy
Tidehunter
items
here.
and still do it.
Oh, really?
It's just very uncommon for people to do so.
Oh, okay. I thought you weren't even allowed to. Everybody just usually does it first. Anyway, so Mihawk will take the Mirana, and it looks like he'll head to the offlane, and they're going to put Ewo farming away in the safe lane. So prioritizing some of the Tidehunter farm. Like I said, I think Ewo's usually their core player, and Mihawk tends to go to the offlane. I think that was the swap, though. Frankly, I was looking at Moon while you were telling that anecdote. I was trying to be in the right place at the right time. All right, yeah, let's look at some rosters here. Merlini Radiant side, we've got NoT today. Ewo goes safe lane on the Tidehunters. We've seen Masoku comes down on the Visage to join him. Smash on the Lycanthrope mid lane, and that puts 2 heroes up top. Mihawk on the Mirana, and Mystico on the Earthshaker here.
Interesting Gush level 1 build on Tidehunter. He doesn't have any clarities or any mana. You rarely see that, but I guess if you're not really scared of getting harassed, side.
Yeah, well, with the Visage here, it shouldn't be poked too much. Only so much the puck can do. Let's talk about the dire side. We've got Complexity. Limp will go off lane on the Fairy Dragon. Swindle Melons head mid on the Ember Spirit. Moon Meanders safe lane farming on the Razor. Z Freak here on the 4 Ogre, and that puts Riser on the, well, I guess technically the 5. Riser here on the Enigma in the jungle. So, slightly more efficient lanes for Complexity with that Enigma, though it looks like Puck not getting too much in the off
Oh,
lane
Moon
here.
Meander might get blocked. He's blocked.
Uh-oh.
What? Oh, man.
Not going to be able to do anything out of it. Arrow. Oh, maybe they will be able to. Hits him from a decent stun, but they just don't have the damage. The leap forward from Mirana. There's your first blood coming out. It's Mihawk that'll pick it up.
That was a super obvious
goal.
block coming, too.
Yeah, close
It
call.
was ours all
Well played, Mystico. Missed Cow.
Mr. Cow.
Maybe that's why he picked Earthshaker. To go with his name.
Mr. Cow, possibly. Maybe. Good work. Cow on cow action. Mid lane, Smash versus Swindle. Looks like a pretty even spread within one last hit of each other, but rough start for Swindle, that's for sure.
It's not an invisibility. Rough start for him?
I meant to say Moon Meander, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Rough start for Moon.
Sure is. 30 Razor pickers. Actually, I don't think Razor's that imbalanced anymore. I feel like he's strong. He's not like Panda. Panda status.
Is Panda your number 1 ban right now? Is he the god tier that stands alone?
If you have a good player, yeah. If you have if you have average players, I think Razors might be more annoying. Anyways, Misco looking for another block, but these two beefcakes are not going to die anytime soon. Moon Meander doing the half EE build with only 1 ring of protection.
The half EE build.
Look at that. Easy
the
miss. It was even an Invis Shaker and no Ogre around.
Well, Ogre was kind of close, but yeah, it didn't do much to interrupt that one. Just a straight whiff. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, Masoku goes in with a Grave Chill, but Iwa, he'll decide to save his mana this time. Still no clarities, no arcane boots, just farming it up down here, and actually slacking on the last hits a little bit. Only 9 and 3. It looks like Puck is doing a better job than I thought he would, interrupting the farm and finding last hits himself. Limp 6 and 4. Meanwhile, up top, Z Freak. And a little bit of trouble, perhaps. Mystical connects with the fissure. This time, Mihawk hits the arrow, but that Ogre, he's made of stones. All the jelly's getting in the way. They can't finish him off. Now Moon comes in. Buys a lot of time. Mihawk will leap to the low ground here. Moon, yep, we'll be able to get him with the plasma field. Close call, but that fatty Ogre making it happen, Merlini.
Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't leap a little earlier. He let his mana drain, or his HP get drained so much. Or damage, rather. Well, Ewo on the bottom lane, too. I'm not exactly sure why he started off with Boots first. Boots first is when you're scared or when you're going to play very aggressive, and he's not really either. And you don't really expect aggro tries with an Enigma, so I'm not exactly sure what he was going for there. But
oh, mid lane, Swindle could find himself in a bit of a sticky situation. Only level 5, no Revenant to hop to. Mystical hits him with a stun. Arrow flies through. It's a miss. Now Swindle going to try to turn it around onto Mystical. Z-Freak comes in, hits him with a stun. He'll be the first to go down. Swindle's on the run, and Starstorm will be enough to finish him off. Now Z-Freak getting chopped down by Mihawk, but Ogre with plenty of hit points to spare will make it back to safety. So not today, getting a good trade there. Earthshaker for the Ember Spirit.
decent. Decent.
Decent. Decent, he says.
Ember's
Position 4 for a position 1.
It's decent. He still got the bounty rune. So
Yeah.
not
Will pick me up.
not a huge loss for old Ember Spirit though.
Alright, well, Limp grabs the double damage rune down bottom, meanwhile, heads back to lane and gets Gush straight away. Masoku comes in, hits him with a Grave Chill, but that Puck just a little too elusive. Smashes.
Ewo should be spending a little bit more time farming. They're like letting the puck come up, and then both of them are committing to zoning him out, which isn't completely necessary. Tidehunter should have a little bit more CS relative to puck as is, but he does have the arcane boots. He's doing well. Yeah, they really have no kill potential on this puck unless he like accidentally face shifts a soul assumption and tanks a ravage or something. Even then, he's probably still safe.
Yeah. Well, the Mirana will be left alone here in the top lane. Earthshaker moves to the mid, and Mystical getting a little bit of recovery XP. Not really able to farm too much against the Ember Spirit, who's now found his 6, but at least leeching some of the
smoke mid.
XPs here, while Smash moves into the jungle. Riser and Z-Freak on the hunt. Riser finds his level 6, so he has a black hole, and oh, Mystical, he's going to walk right into it. Smash is nearby. He will turn into the wolf, but oh, Searing Chains come out. There's the black hole on 2. They find the kill on the Earthshaker, and well, shortly after that, Smash just gets obliterated, and it's a successful rotation from Complexity as Riser moves out of the jungle.
Man, that
Radiant's
midnight
middle
pulse,
tower
so
is
much
under
damage.
attack.
And I mean, this puck is getting away with so much in the off lane too. He's like orbing creeps, orbing neutrals, getting every rune, and Visage has not been able to control him, but he is getting pretty good experience.
Up top, Mihawk takes some damage from Moon, but out comes the block, almost gets him in. But Moon ends up on the other side of it, goes for the life drain on Mihawk. Starstorm flies through, doesn't get the RNG he's hoping for, but one more auto attack brings her down, and he's going to try to turn it onto the Earthshaker now. One more whip, but he won't be able to find it. And instead, Moon goes down to the tower. Okay, so not today. They get a little boost there as Murana makes it a 1-for-1.
These engages are hilarious. Oh man.
Okay, well, Mihawk right back to the top lane, sees Z-Freak there. Now Z-Freak gets blocked in. Not a complete block, though. Starstorm flies through. Mihawk with the arrow and barely clips him, but Ogre.
Ogre's too fat, man.
Yeah, a little chunky. Ogre does find a return kill onto the Earthshaker, though. So it's again a 1-for-1 up in the top lane. A little sloppy, but still good stuff from Murana. He actually got on a spree from that kill, so Murana ended up getting a little extra gold out of it. Funny how that works out.
So, all in all, looks like Complexity is winning out heavily because of the Enigma just getting huge everywhere. And mid lane not really safe for Earthshaker or Visage at this point.
Well, Visage is leeching some XP now as it comes up to the high ground.
Wow, that's a big old stack. Smash is walking by.
Which one here?
The big old stack.
Ooh, that is a big fatty there.
It's
What have we
juicy.
got? 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's
Nice
another
4.
smoke from Z-Freak and Riser.
Double bird. Ravage down bottom, right onto Limp. They'll bring down the puck. And the smoke rotation, well, almost good timing, but a little late to the party and won't be able to do much. Black Hole's still on cooldown, so
Dire's bottom tower
good time
is
to grab a
under
kill on the
attack.
puck, and finally they lock him down. And you thought he could survive a Ravage.
Well, they had the wolves there too.
Yeah,
Radiant's
all
middle
about the
tower
wolves.
is under
Dude,
attack.
those wolves are hit hard.
Yeah, they do a lot of damage. They're
I
maxed
like
out also.
I like how people use the wolves to gank the side lanes. It's pretty smart.
Yeah.
Dire's
Ewo
bottom
in
tower
a little
is
bit of
under
danger
attack.
zone. A lot of heroes missing. Masoku's just like, what? Whatever, trying to get my 6.
Yeah. Just farming away. Sorry, little bird.
Radiant's top
They are going to get the
tower is
Moonlight
under
Shadow
attack.
off, but yeah, it just doesn't matter. Plenty of damage. Swindle chops him down, and it will be Z-Freak that actually gets credit for that kill. Rotation in from Mihawk, thinking about an opening here as he moves to the high ground. But now we'll just head back towards the top lane.
Structures are
Well,
fortified.
wasted Moonlight Shadow. A noble effort, though. Complexity holding on to their 25 gold, 2,500 gold, 1,700 experience lead, despite having only a 1-kill advantage. A lot of that coming from the Enigma, who's been pretty damn efficient and successful with these rotations.
There's a lot of strange builds coming out in this game. Razor going for what, bracer, gloves. Not really sure if he's going for Midas or treads or what. Typically people get the completed
Radiant's
boots
top
first before
tower
they
is under
decide
attack.
on the other items. And Tidehunter, it looks like he might be going for a mech first. Mech first is a little outdated. Most of the time you'll see Blink Dagger rush.
Meanwhile, in the top lane, we'll see some initiation onto the Tier 1 tower. And, whoa, there's the dunk from Mystico. And they won't be able to save the tower. Now the Black Hole comes out, locks in both supports. They'll both go down. And Complexity make it a 2-for-0 on top of the tower. Arrow flies in from Mihawk. Won't connect on anything. Moon looking to get aggressive, but it's Complexity that come out way ahead in that
middle
one.
tower is under attack.
Big holes,
Radiant
man.
structures
Riser.
are fortified.
They're kind of walking into them, but still, they're pretty good.
And speaking of weird builds, Riser is going... And
Swindle Melons in mid.
Uh-oh. And he wants this tower. He will not find it.
Radiant's middle
Ewo,
tower
he gets
has
the
been
deny.
denied.
And Swindle will live as he scoots back to a Fire Remnant. But Power Tread's first Enigma. And now into maybe a pipe? Is that what he's going for here, Merlini? Probably
be a
Crimson
pipe.
Guard.
Could be a pipe. No, it's Crimson Guard. Good versus Visage and Lycan.
Yeah.
Howl offsets a little bit of it, but it's
Dire's
still
middle
very
tower
potent.
is under
Yep.
attack.
Lots of summons to deal with, especially if a Necro book ends up coming out. Lycan on just the Vladimir's offering right now, but certainly on the docket could be a Necronomicon. Puck, what does he have coming out here? Oh, just Power Treads. So no Fast Blink Dagger for Complexity on any of their heroes, but that's all right. Frankly, they don't need it. They've got the mobile Swindle Melons. He's got his phase boots now. And looking towards maybe a Drum of Endurance, 1,200 gold. Could also just be
Dire's
pulling for that
middle
first
tower is
Battle
under
Fury,
attack.
but his farm's okay.
And they have those 2 towers too.
Yeah,
They've
good
given
point.
him like Enigma has just got ridiculous amounts of farm too. 3, 0,
Dire's
and
bottom
3.
tower
2
is under
towers,
attack.
number 2 in CS. So I mean, it is all about Smash.
Can he do it?
Dire's
Lycan
bottom tower
destroys
has
the
fallen.
bottom Tier 1 tower. So
Smoke
not
on top.
today. Get a little bonus gold.
take
Ooh,
us.
Moonlight Shadow. Moon, he's walking right into it. The trap's been set, Merlini. He's got no clue. Gosh, Ravage. Out comes the fissure. Moon completely locked in, nowhere to go. Pops his ultimate, but then just stands there as there's nothing he can do to stop incoming death.
Are they trying to go for a kill on this puck too? That's a really tough one.
They've
Oh,
got
he
the
just
wolves,
used the orb.
though. Oh, this is a big opportunity. They definitely saw it. Familiars over the tree line. Prepare for the stuns. Wolves going to town. Out come the auto attacks. Misses both of the stuns. And the Limp will be okay. Masoku, man, that was not even close.
No, it was not close. Maybe needed a grave chill.
Yep.
And these two are dead.
Yeah,
or
they're in
Smash
trouble.
is not dead, but
Z-Freak, he'll open up with a stun. In comes Swindle, and yeah, nothing Masoku can do here. Smash, he looks to be all right.
Dire's top tower
Summons
is
are doing
under
it.
attack.
Oh, are they?
they're getting him pretty low.
Yeah, squishing him up a little.
They might go for this courier that just decides to show itself.
They're going to go for the birds, and they get one. Orb over the tree line. Puck won't hop to it. So a little 100 gold picking up there. Meanwhile, in the top lane, the dunk.
Dire's top tower
Moon Meander
is under
again takes a
attack.
spill. Looks like an arrow into a dunk was all they needed.
Easy dunks. Earthshaker and Potom have been very, very
Radiant's
active.
bottom tower
Too.
is
This
under
is very,
attack.
very important for them. Just create
Dire's
space
middle
for
tower is
Lycanthrope.
under attack.
And taking down this mid T1 is extremely important for them too. Get a little bit of Roshan action.
Yep, that one bird doing what damage he can.
Dire's
3
structures
TPs
are
coming in. They
fortified.
want to defend this. And
Dire's
Smash will get
middle
left
tower
behind.
is under
Channels the
attack.
ultimate, but out comes the Dream
Radiant's
Coil. He'll be
bottom
locked
tower
in
is under
and
attack.
nowhere to go. They get a freebie on the Lycan. And the tower does still end up going down. Smash will get credit for that one. Not a bad trade for Complexity. I think they'd rather have their tower, but at least they get some gold out of it. And that will secure the drums here for the Ember Spirit.
They're doing a good job of trying to maximize their farm too. Team NoT today. They're stacking Ancients, stacking big camps, but at the same time, Complexity know what they're going to be up to with offensive wards, and these mass TPs. Oh man.
Z-Freak, no idea. And he'll just get chopped down. Now Swindle comes in, finds Masoku. A lot of damage coming out. Will he have enough to actually bring him down? Flame Guard will do it. Now moves to the Remnant, and Swindle's on the run. Takes a gush, goes back for a Searing Chains on 2 following the slight. And that'll be enough to repel the forces of NoT today. Make some time for Moon to come in. Now the Moonlight Shadow's been used. Moon doing what damage he can, but can't secure a kill. Mystico goes back for a fissure, and Moon Meander will be just fine as they disengage. Ewo does have a Ravage and a Blink ready. Thinking about it, but we'll save it for
Smash
another
is going
fight.
to get hold on bottom. This is really
Uh-oh.
bad for them.
Smash, baby, you're in trouble. He has no ultimate either. Out comes the Malefice. Yeah, there's your Midnight Pulse and plenty of damage. They don't even have to hold this to bring him down. Easy ganks.
Easy ganks indeed. Very nice wraparound from old Riser. He's just owning Smash everywhere. Usually Lycan gets a lot more space, but he's 1-3-1. I don't really know why he's not taking like Ancient stacks or playing a little bit safer on the map, maybe just pushing with Wolves, but it's really cost him a lot of farm.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, Complexity looking hot in this game. 4,000 gold and experience in their favor. Swindle bumps into Mystico in the
Radiant's
jungle here.
bottom
Has his
tower is
perseverance
under
up
attack.
following the drums. Looking to be aggressive, but with a Ravage on Tide, perhaps needs to be just a little bit careful. Instead, both sides will disengage.
Radiant's
His team
bottom
will secure a
tower
kill
has
on the bottom
fallen.
Tier 1 tower. And up top, not
Dire's
today.
structures are
They move into the
fortified.
Tier 1. They force out the Glyph. And looks like they will commit to it. Fishing Arrow.
Dire's top
Looking
tower
for Moon
is
Meander,
under
but
attack.
will whiz by. And yeah, they'll just grab a free Tier 1 tower up top. So ends up being a trade as Moon
Dire's top tower has
TPs.
fallen.
And it looks like Complexity gear up for a push down bottom with Black Hole available.
I wonder if they can take this fight. They can if everyone's here, but Tidehunter looks like he's a little bit too low on HP
Dire's middle
and just
tower
busy
is
doing
under
Ancients
attack.
instead and Smash.
Window, yeah, he goes right in, connects with Searing Chains, nowhere for the Lycan to go. Gets off the
Radiant's
ultimate,
bottom
almost makes it
tower
away
is
with that
under
enhanced
attack.
move speed, but Puck's there and Enigma gets a stray auto attack off to finish him.
Radiant's
Meanwhile, in the
structures
top
are
lane, though, not
fortified.
today, doing some counter pressure of their own. Looks like Complexity will have the pushing advantage. They've got a
Dire's
glyph
top
of their own to
tower is
use
under
and
attack.
could finish off this Tier 2 and head back for defense.
What happened to the 4 protect 1? They're not
Radiant's
even
bottom
protecting
tower
Smash.
has
Should be
been
Tidehunter or Earthshaker
Dire's
defending the
top
tower,
tower
but
is
no
under
one's there.
attack.
They're just letting
Dire's
them
top
dive
tower
the
has
T2s
fallen.
on a easy
Oh, no.
solo Lycan.
Looks like they didn't get the memo.
They certainly did not. I don't know how they're going to win this without a farm Lycan.
Yeah. They're trying to split push to get him some pick-me-ups, but he's 2,000 gold behind the Ember Spirit now, and the Enigma close to farming at the #1 seat, which is really quite scary. He's got the Crimson Guard out, and That's going to make things even more difficult for the Lycan. Arrow, meanwhile, hits on Moon Meander in the jungle. The smoke's revealed. Ravage comes in from Ewo. Moon goes down first. Now Z-Freak left behind. A huge coil from the Puck sets up for Swindle Melons to come on in. They lose their Ogre Magi after the Razor, but now the cleanup begins. Tidehunter goes down first. Mihawk makes it to the high ground, but Midnight Pulse opens it up, and he'll go down. Now the rest of Not Today in retreat mode. Moonlight Shadow has been used. Do they have detection? 1 sentry on Riser, and that'll be it. Maybe they can find a kill here. Moonlight Shadow's worn off. And, well, 1 stun from the Familiar will slow down the Puck. Out comes the Grave Chill onto Riser, but Masoku will lose his life. As Complexity end up taking the team fight, Mystico just barely survives, and about 200 hit points remaining.
Sorry.
It's I.
Sorry for Not Today. They still got 2 kills, 1 on the Razor. Razor, as long as they keep killing him, should be okay. That Smash is a little bit underfarmed. I think they have enough burst to kill Ember Spirit, like in a Ravage if they coordinate properly, or if Earthshaker gets a blink, and Earthshaker survived too, so that's pretty good for them. It could have been a lot worse. Earthshaker was really close to dying to the initial Puck burst.
Yeah. And there's your Blink Dagger on Puck. Mystico with about 1,200, so halfway to the Blink Dagger. But not there yet. Looks like Smash will move into the Necronomicon after all, so it seems the Not Today strategy is all about the split push, and they'll try to knock down as many towers as they can. We'll see if it works, but I'm still nervous for him here, Merlini.
Yeah, I'm not confident in Not, just because of how they've really been playing around the Lycan, which is not really at all. If they can't really secure map control, they can't really secure Roshan for them, he's going to fall behind. Mihawk's been trying to do what he can do, but he's been dying a lot too.
Puck hops in the mid lane, thought they may go for something, has the Dream Coil, but doesn't want to use it. It's a good time to fight for Complexity, no Ravage for another 40 seconds. But Tide, looks like it was just a casual ring of regen. He did end up going back straight for the blink, now into a refresher. So glad to see he didn't go the mech. I think you're definitely spot on about that one.
With the Crimson Guards, it should be a easy Roche though. There's not really a good way for...
And then you got a Medallion also. Oh god.
Yeah. No chance.
Easy peasy. Double damage on Ember Spirit to boot. This is like the trifecta of Roche toppings here.
I wonder if they give Ember it or Razor. I think it's more important to give Ember. Razor can just be a tank in the front line.
Yeah.
Tank Ravage and stuff, and then Swindle Melons can be the cleaner Ember. It doesn't really matter if Moon Meander falls behind as long as the Ember keeps cleaning up and not dying himself.
Yep, I think that's true. And seems they agree with us, as Ember is the one to pick up the Aegis. Mystico in the mid lane gets coiled, but will TP out. Takes a little extra damage there upon arriving at the well.
Ogre was so close to coming in range for that stun.
Tubby the Fat here, just a little too slow. Does Tubby the Fat play Ogre? I really hope so.
I don't know.
He's so perfect. Only plays the chubby heroes, Storm Spirit and Ogre. Well, Mirana on her way to a Maelstrom, so Mihawk coming online a little bit. Still not particularly scary, but we'll add some nice damage to the fray. Masoku now 1 piece away from that Aghanim Scepter. So that'll be another bird on the field. Nice bit of extra damage output for Not Today also. Not all bad news, as Smash has completed his Necro Book now, so at least has some kind of extra summon to play around with. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Moonlight Shadow's been used, Mihawk on the run. Riser's already burned 1 sentry, doesn't have another. And I feel like it's almost about time Complexity
Moon Meander.
Oh, Moon. Come on, Ewo. You're going to go for it. Now's the time. He's got the Ravage. He wants to hold it. But he might not be able to. Yep, will blow it. And out comes the Soul Assumption. Plenty of damage to bring down the Razor as Earthshaker flies in with a fissure. Now the Cavalry's arrived for Complexity. Swindle Melons goes in aggressive. Won't find anyone. It ends up just being a quick pick on Moon Meander.
Are fortified.
Lycan runs away scot-free too in the mid lane. So, still, 4 create space while Smash farms. The plan is working. And they can't really do that much with the Aegis if Not gets Blink on their initiators too. Earthshaker's really close too. So if they split push, even a hero like Puck, who's very elusive, will just die to a Blink Echo. And Razor, especially Razor, without a BKB, is just prime targeting for quick picks to delay the game even more, so Smash can get farmed. So Complexity looking to group up. They don't have a mech. They do have that Crimson Guard though, which may be good enough for them. Without Ravage, it should be easy T2. And the question is whether or not they want to force a T3, or if Not Today are good enough at picking off with like stray fissures and arrows to set up into a good position.
Yep. Meanwhile, top or bottom tier 2 tower Mihawk completely isolated in the tree line. That was kind of an awkward exchange. Ends up being an easy one for Swindle. Meanwhile, the rest of Complexity in the mid, pushing the tier 2 tower while Smash, he's pushing the top lane. Tier 2 tower will go down.
We might see a chaos dunk here if he's quick
Structures are
enough.
fortified.
Where's the smoke?
Don't get up. He's headed back to the
Radiant's middle
base.
tower
He's
is
got the
under
Blink
attack.
Dagger. Earthshaker, this is you. The time is now, good sir. He's not going to find him,
Dire's
Merlini. He's
top
hiding in the
tower
base.
is under attack.
He's being a wimp.
Do the dunks.
Yeah. Well, at least the Lycan gets a little bit of work done up in the top lane. So Razor gets the tier 2 mid, but could be worse for not today. That seems to be the recurring phrase. Could be better, but most certainly could
Well,
be
their
worse.
early game was like not very good at all.
Yeah.
Especially off the 2 black holes by Enigma. So it's good that they're able to recover and kind of just make the gold lead pretty even. 6,000 I'd say is pretty even considering the tower count.
They're not that
And
far
Aegis.
behind, actually. They're only 1 tower behind.
Yeah, 1 tower and 1 Aegis, or 1 Roshan too.
Yeah.
So in terms of raw farm, 5,000, that's actually pretty significant. Still,
Mhm.
Ember Spirit is the one with the most concentration of farm. Razor is just like super far behind. And even though he has BKB, he still can't really do that much. He can't chase a Lycan, and he also can't deal with a mass burst, initial magic burst, that he may or may not be able to BKB. Usually, in most cases, he won't be able to BKB it. And on
Mhm.
top of that, they have a lot of physical damage too with Lycan and Visage,
Yeah.
in case he still lives from that.
They've really done a good job shutting down Moon. He's only at 8k net worth. He's being 50% behind that of Swindle Melons, who's the leading farmer. He does now have a Battle Fury, so that's helping accelerate the farm of the Ember Spirit, and that's still the big issue for not today. The difference, though, is with all this split push potential, if Complexity just take one bad fight or they overcommit somewhere, they get interrupted, 2 or 3 of them perhaps, by a long-range fissure, things could get scary in terms of their base and how much pressure Smash can put on. As he gets more farmed, I have more and more faith that Not Today might be able to pull out some sort of a crazy comeback here. He's close to his Necrobook 3, and well, he's pushing this bottom lane quite hard.
It'd be much more difficult for them had they not kept on the Razor, because then he'd have Aegis, Ags, and that's probably their best sieging tool right now, because Ember is terrible at pushing towers. Enigma is like decent, but he doesn't really have a mech to
Dire's
keep
bottom
those
tower is under
little
attack.
Eidolons up.
Right.
So it's more important for the Razor to have Ags, so he can be up in front and do damage to the tower and force Not Today to stop split pushing. But without that, they're not really feeling like they're under the gun. And Complexity aren't strong enough to force D3s.
Yeah. Top lane here, Mihawk gets initiated on by the Enigma, but Riser doesn't commit much for it, and Murano will be able to leap back to safety. Ember Spirit, is that his second Battle Fury? Yep, certainly looks like it. So massive cleaving for Swindle. That'll make it hard for Not Today to push into Complexity, but this is a very glass cannon build against now a double Ravage of the Tide. I fear a little bit for Moonmeander's health. If he gets caught by both those Ravages, he's almost certain to die.
Flames will
That's correct,
spread
especially with
thrice.
Earthshaker having a blink now. So the double blink threat is now real and online, and Complexity has to play very, very carefully to make sure that they don't.
Oh my god.
Oh, buddy.
He dunks an illusion.
Dunked!
Merlini.
Got him.
Well, that was unfortunate, I think is the nice way to say that one. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Ewo, he's getting sneaky. He's hiding in the tree line, ready for a big Ravage. He's got Smash here with him. Ewo, oh no, he gets caught out. Limp, blinks over with the silence. Down goes the trees, compliments of the Midnight Pulse, and oh, Ewo, good sir. It'll be a disaster as he falls. Meanwhile, in the top lane, one of his counterparts, Mystico, gets finished off. Z-Freak gets credit for that one on the Ogre. Not today. Falling apart today.
Lycan trying to use his Necros, maybe find out a little bit of wards or scout, but Complexity's just been doing a really good job of anticipating their ganks for the most part. Everyone but Moon Remainder, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
He's the only one that's died a ton. I guess Ogre a little bit too.
What's Ogre sitting at? Yeah, 5, 4, and 5. The Enigma's 5, 0, and 8, though. Still having a perfect game. Old Riser. He's getting trashed by Wolves down bottom, though. Look at this. What happened to your health, bro?
that ranged Vanguard block.
Yeah, pretty good. It is weird seeing Complexity's lineup with no mech, though.
Mm-hmm. They can transition though, especially since Ember has that double Battle Fury.
Mm-hmm.
Lycanthrope might have to split his wolves up so they don't get cleaved down.
Yeah, I think Not Today can try to take a team fight, though. I think, well, they'll smoke up here with 3 of their members, but I think they can take a full smoke and really look to force a fight with double Ravage, Blink on the Earthshaker, ultimate coming up in 20 seconds, Lycan with finally the level 3 Necro Book, and even Mihawk now with the Maelstrom complete. They're in a pretty good position overall, especially, or they just have to be sure not to get caught in the black hole, but wow, Puck almost gets finished off by Lycan Wolves. Meanwhile, mid lane, Moon Meander. Uh-oh. He's going to walk the right way and will not get jumped on. He has a plate mail now, so more armor, starting to get a little more tanky, hanging on to that point booster, getting some good value items, but still not really much of a threat.
Yeah, certainly not, especially with this hodgepodge PB plate mail.
And there's a blueberry down bottom. Swindle will scoop that up, throws it in the bottle for later. Always a scary rune in the hands of a double Battle Fury Ember Spirit. Yeah, it feels like Not Today are just being a little too passive here, Merlini.
Well, I mean, they try to go for a gank and then they miss the echo, so it's going to be a while until an opportunity like that presents itself again.
Down bottom, Mirana. She'll get finished off. Swindle gets credit for that one. Easy with the double damage rune there. They ping out the top lane. Looks like they want to throw a gank onto Z-Freak. He's getting scouted out by Wolves. Remember, there's no tier 2 tower here, so it does make this area a little more likely to gank from Not Today. Z-Freak will execute some good map sense here and back it on up. But look at this one. We've got Limp rocking the Aghanim Scepter.
Versus no BKB.
Hey, there's one coming from Mirana. Yeah, it's an interesting choice. I'm trying to think. They don't really have any other positioning tools. They even have a Force Staff. No, if you're a team that's going like 2 or 3 Force Staffs in your supports, you can get it and then just Force Staff them into the Dream Coil and force the long stun. That's a fun little play. But no synergy there, as you mentioned. No BKBs, and that's one of the things it does. Gives that baby spell piercing. And the stun goes through Magic Immunity if they break it, so it's pretty damn impressive. On top of that, 3-second stun at level 2, and once he gets level 16, that'll be a 4.5-second stun. That's a roar on multiple people.
I think it's longer than Roar.
Yeah, it's longer than a roar. It's a buffed up roar.
Yeah, and you don't really want to stay in there because you'll get owned by Cleave from Ember and probably more importantly, Static Link.
So, I like the play here, but I think some Force Staffs would go a long way from complexity. That deep analysis.
It's nice for them. I think a pipe would be really good for them, so they can not die to Earthshaker plus Tidehunter.
Yeah, I agree. Pipe would be a good item. We should start a tally of how many games it is that pipe would be good that we cast in a row where there's no pipe. You know, like one of those signs that we've gone X amount of days without a workplace injury. We've gone X amount of days without a pipe, a workplace pipe. It's becoming comical.
Nearly, yeah.
I mean, it's like teams have forgotten that item's in the game. I'm telling you, man. As soon as you do a blog about it, Reddit's going to pick it up, then PPD's going to catch wind of it. It'll be the next big thing.
PPD knows to build pipe. If he ever got the farm.
If he that's true. That's a big caveat, though.
Yeah. I mean, most of the time, I guess people don't really care about saving their supports, which is where pipe really comes in useful.
Greedy
or saving the creeps, too, when you're pushing high ground. Yeah. Especially versus, like, Complexity's lineup. I mean, they have Battle Fury Ember as well, but on top of that, they have the Orb and the Plasma Field. That's almost a
Ooh, down bottom. We'll see a little Dunkaroonie come out onto the puck, and the Fairy Dragon goes down before he can even react. Not today with that jump potential, making it happen. They've still got 2 Ravages and a Blink to boot.
That's the strongest part about Earthshaker, is that he's able to go for these picks when people are pushing side lanes in the middle late game. That's probably one of his strongest things. The only thing is he has to farm a Blink, which is not always possible.
Yeah. Well, he's got it here, putting it to good use. They'll get an easy tier 2 tower in the bottom lane. They even force out the Glyph, and I think they could try to go high ground here. You don't commit hard for it.
They're way too far behind.
You think so?
Yeah, it's much too dangerous. Enigma has BKB. If there are even 2 people walk up the hill, like who's going to walk up and beat on the tower? Like Mirana's way too weak. She's not going to force anything.
Honestly, I think you just shove your summons in. You've got Necro units still. Shove them shove him into the tower, get a feel for the positioning. Enigma was hanging out in the jungle
Roshan has
with no
fallen
TP
to the
scroll.
Radiant.
It's much safer to not do
Radiant's
so, though.
top tower
Like, even
is
a
under
coil
attack.
into 2 Ember Cleaves will probably be close enough to kill a couple of people.
I feel you.
It's
You gotta punish that Enigma for not carrying a TP scroll.
that's also true.
No, you don't commit hard for it, but you just shove up, get a little feel for the positioning. You know they already used the glyph.
The opportunity cost is Roshan, though. If they didn't have Roshan, I would definitely say, yeah, they should go for it. But they had a much better, much safer play
Good point, good point.
that is almost no risk of dying. And even if Complexity buys back, they're still not going to lose anything. Whereas if Complexity buys back when they push T3, they might get team wiped. So it's much safer.
Masoku caught inside of a coil, and so are his little bird friends. That'll be a dead Visage, and his 3 birds will get off some stuns. Now, can they make the escape? The freeing of the birds. One of them makes it out. Number 2 dies. Number 3 gets cooked.
Easy.
2 for 3. Easy 200 gold, baby.
Easy money.
Easy money.
There's a gem on the puck now, too.
Yep.
I don't really feel like the gem's that necessary. It's useful versus the Lycanthrope, but
And an Eggs on the other end. Now, the Moonlight Shadow's been kind of an irritant towards him. I think the gem is good for that. Oh, smash. He may go down once. Can they make it twice? He gets off the ultimate. He's trying to make a run for it. It won't happen, and oh, they've got the Midnight Pulse ready. He's got no BKB. Nowhere to go. Smash, you big dog. See you later. And they put him 6 feet under.
ouch.
Oh, the dunk up top. They go in onto Swindle, and they find it. The godlike streak will be ended as Ewo picks it up. Even burns a Ravage. Damn, they dropped the hammer. Did you see that?
Yeah.
You blink an eye, and you'd miss it.
So much magical damage, though. Maybe he should get a pipe. No, not on Ember.
The Ember Pipe. I'd rather see a BKB.
Yeah, it's really hard to BKB though. Is this a thing? Like, especially when you don't have good initiation. Your pretty much only initiation is Enigma walking in. Actually, he has a blink dagger now. Or Puck blinking in and getting a coil, which isn't ideal. But even I think blink coil into BKB black hole is good enough to win them the team fight. So
It certainly should be. McGee's also picked up an Aghanim Scepter. I don't think we mentioned that, but Z-Freaks found some decent farm. 33 minutes in, Aghanim Scepters aplenty. Now we'll see one on the Moon Meander. So he's getting a little bit stronger, a little more sieging power.
a little more creep farming potential in the neutrals.
Ooh, Limp, he's gonna get hit. Arrow flies through from downtown, lands on the Fairy Dragon. They'll turn him into jelly. Mihawk gets double cast. And
How did he hit from downhill? Did you see him melee him with his totem downhill?
yeah.
How does that happen?
Was he just like right on the edge of the cliff maybe?
He was
I don't know.
close,
I
but
think if you're close enough, the hitboxes can overline. I'm not sure. That's the best I could do with it. Anyway, Moon Meander, he'll use his BKB. He really wants this Mirana, and he may well find it. Gives her the last whip. Now Ewo, he gets chopped down also. Moon finds a double kill out of it, and Complexity finds some recovery.
bloodlust OP, dude. Chase down left
Dire's
Mirana.
middle tower has
Yeah,
fallen.
that bloodlust. Complexity hold on, 10,000 gold, 15,000 experience lead. But
Dire's
still not the
top
worst
tower
thing
is under
for not
attack.
today. Smash gets himself an Assault Kuros. It's a huge deficit, but I think they're still very much in this game.
Really depends on black holes, I think, from Riser. And I guess on because it depends on that, it also depends on the coils from Puck. So just one decent black hole should be enough to end a Rax for not today. Here it goes.
Let's see if they can do it.
They have to
Not
fight in
today.
double Ravage though when Tidehunter's up, so that might be
Radiant's
the
middle
scariest
tower
thing
is
about it.
under
He
attack.
needs to smoke so they don't BKB his Ravages.
Yep. Well, Tower in
Radiant
the mid lane
structures
taking a
are
lot of damage.
fortified.
Smash is trying to split push the top
Radiant's
while this
middle
is going
tower
on.
is
Glyph
under
comes
attack.
out from not today. Tide is up in 3.
Radiant's middle
Will have
tower
one
has
Ravage
fallen.
when he's up, and has the second one as well. Masoku, or Mystico comes in, tries to stop the TPs out, will intersect, and now the rest of the team to follow up. Z-Freak in the front lines. He'll take a lot of damage. In comes Riser with the black hole. Connects on 2. The follow-up damage not there till Puck comes in. Gets the coil on 4, but the first Ravage goes through anyhow. The dunk not doing too much damage. Locks down the Puck, secures the kill there. But not today. Have already lost quite a few of their team members. He also got the kill on the Enigma, but now Searing Chains comes out, and Mystico will almost live. Moon Meander comes in to finish him off. Ewo uses the refresher, gets the second Ravage on 2, finds the kill on the Ember Spirit as Mirana puts in the auto attacks. Moon Meander and the Tide Hunter, the only 2 left alive. There was 1 buyback used, and it was on the Tide. So the fight was in favor of Complexity by 1 hero kill. However, Not Today do save the base. They don't hold the tier 3 tower, but racks are still standing.
It's just a matter of who can do more damage, double Ravage or Black Hole. Black Hole was enough to kill the Lycan at the start, and I'm not exactly sure why Tide Hunter didn't follow up with his immediate Ravage. I think they probably would have won the fight had he just used it right then, but maybe he just didn't want to risk the others BKBing it.
Yeah, he did hold it a little bit longer. He was stuck at like no HP, so maybe he thought he was going to die, or didn't want to. I mean,
even if you die, you
matter,
yeah. I mean, your refresh. Your
It's
Ravage
actually
will still
better
do it.
because then it cools down a little bit faster. So
Yeah, I think most Tides immediately pop it after a Ravage, anyways, regardless of whether or not they think they're gonna die.
Well, regardless, Ewo hesitated a bit and did make things a little more costly. Oh, look at them all. They're making period jokes.
Ha! I was trying to think of something witty to say. I couldn't.
Good work.
It's that time of the month again, Halloween.
That's pretty good. Really, it's that time of the year, but it's still a good try.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I had to make do with the
No, it's you
information
get
presented.
solid B minus.
nice. I'm pretty happy with that.
Plate mail on Masoku.
I really feel like the Crimson Guard hasn't done anything for them.
I feel the same way. I mean, it's really good against the summons, and now with the Necro book, I
Yeah,
see
but they
why it
didn't
went
push
for
high
it,
ground.
but yeah, it hasn't really made that make it or make it
Like,
difference.
let's say he got Necro 3 or Refresher.
Or even if he just had a mech and
Yeah,
stuff.
all
Is,
mech,
well,
like-
way cheaper.
Any of those, I think, would have been better for just the way the game is played out.
Yeah.
I think if they had, forced the issue earlier, maybe taken Roche a little bit earlier, it would have been more effective. Not that he's played poorly by any stretch. Man,
Well, Complexity comes in. Dude, those birds, they almost get taken out by 1 slight. They'll go into sleepy form and
Radiant's
coming
middle
right back up,
barracks
but the
are
melee
under
barracks go down.
Radiant's
If Not
middle
Today want to make a
barracks
defense,
has
they
fallen.
need to do it soon. Looks like they'll just watch their barracks die with no Ravage. They're not
Radiant's
feeling so
middle
confident
barracks
here.
has
10
fallen.
seconds until the first one is up, but still 42 on the refresher. Moon in the front lines has a fresh Shiva's Guard ready to rock and roll, and we'll just go ham on this
Radiant's
tier
bottom
3
tower
tower.
is under attack.
Ultimate gets it down to about half health, and with that Complexity decide they've gotten enough, and they will back it on up. Looks like
Dire's
they
top
were
tower
pretty on
is
point
under
with that
attack.
Tide Ravage timing. As soon as it cooled down, they pulled the ejector seat.
Well, they can base it off Enigma's ulti too.
Yeah, fair point. Coming up in just 1 second, so. Yeah, there you go. Well, Smash. Hide in the tree line. Will they find him here? Doesn't look like they're too suspicious. And, yep, Swindle will push out the lane. Smash is really trying to rat it up, though. Call the Exterminator, Merlini. We've got an infestation.
It's a little bit safer for him to go BKB over AC if he's going to try and rat it up, though. Oh, there they go. Are they going to get the Blink Echo on him? Yep. He's a goner.
It's time to slam jam.
Easy kill.
Well, I don't think a BKB would have saved him.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about Earthshaker and Tide. They're really good against BKB. And if you don't get BKB, you're definitely dead. Whereas if you get BKB, you're probably still going to die. But your chances improve moderately.
Yeah. Well, here we go. Complexity. They'll turtle up on their high ground. They're ready to make a hold. They've got a BKB and a black hole on the Enigma. Smash. He's trying to split push the side lane while the rest of Not Today head up the mid. They've got the double Ravage as well.
They should just take Roche, I think. It's very similar to that same position that they were in last time, right before Roche. Except this time they're like kind of trying to commit for a push, but they
And
will
it's-
get wrecked by Black Hole.
And it's Roche 3.
Yeah.
I think all they really want to do here is force the buyback onto the Ember Spirit. He does indeed have it, and 3,400 gold to go with his Daedalus.
Smash is too scared. He doesn't want to go uphill. He knows he'll get hold, and they have no way of stopping it.
Yeah.
So it's just not worth it for them. They're wasting precious time not going for Roshan right now.
Let's see if they can get anything done. Still a glyph on the Dire side. The 4 of the members of Not Today still turtled up in
Dire's
the mid
middle
lane. They're going to
tower
have to
is
commit a
under
lot
attack.
harder than this if they really want to make Smash for, or make room for Smash to go high ground here. But it doesn't look like they want to risk it to get the biscuit. which
Yeah, they don't
means-
even need Enigma to defend the high ground or like to spam out the wave. It's just Razor and Ogre. Ogre is just sitting there.
Yeah. Oh, now Z-Freak could be in some trouble. Arrow hits him. Smash channels up the ultimate. Will go in, but Moon Meander, he's there doing a lot of damage to Smash. He may survive the initial onslaught, but not much longer than that. They do get the kill on the Ogre, but worth it? I'd hardly say so. The Ogre will buy back. Now Complexity will pursue outside of the base, looking to pick off a few as they TP home, but it looks like they won't find what they're hoping for as Mystico and Ewo, the only two left behind, and well into the fog of war.
And Lycan not having a BKB is just really hurting them right now. As long as they keep trying to push high ground. He just got multicasted. The Ogre has a Scepter. There's no way he can stand in a fight with a Razor BKB running at him. And then the Ogre, like those two could probably kill him alone. And then when you factor in like Coil so he can't run away, and Black Hole, which was used on the 2 initiators in the back, it's really, really difficult for NoT today. And they give up this Roche too. So they end up with a really poor trade because of that decision.
Well, Complexity, they move into the Roche pit, and it'll be an easy one. Lycan down for another 30. They've got their Medallion. Here they'll get Aegis and the yummy Cheddar. Who grabs what? Looks like Ember will take the Aegis, and Moon will be the one to grab the cheese. And with that, Swindle will decide to pick up some BOTs with all that hard-earned cash, and still have about 2,500 gold to spare once he sells the phase boots here. So he's in pretty good shape. This Ember is pretty damn scary with all this farm.
He's more farmed than Lycan, and then Razor's pretty much neck on neck with Lycanthrope. So I don't really know how NoT can pull this through. Maybe if Earthshaker gets really big too, like if he gets Refresher or something like that, I think they can hold.
He has 2,700 gold, but seems grim he'll be able to do that. This one feels like it's definitely in the hands of Complexity to throw. I think that's the only chance that NoT have. What makes it more of a chance, perhaps, is that if Complexity do throw dive too deep into tier 4s or something crazy, NoT can punish it really effectively with all their pushing power. So that is the one scary thing.
They haven't been able to win a fight though, too, and they don't
Not yet.
Complexity has a lot of wiggle room because of the buybacks and the Aegis and
now
the
you've got your double hole, the Refresher out on the Nigma.
Yeah, good luck dealing with that. There's no way for them to deal with it.
Yeah, they've got nothing. They really don't have any way to interrupt it. Well, looking rough.
It's just time to split push for Smash. Smash shouldn't come to fights. I mean, I guess they're going to push bottom and he's going to have to, but he's died in pretty much every single engagement in the past like 20 minutes. Every single large scale engagement.
He has a BKB now though, coming out on the courier.
I think it was better for him to get BKB before, let Visage get the AC if necessary, and him maybe, I don't know, Heart's not that great because of Midnight Pulse, but I don't know, maybe a different item just to help split push a little bit more. Desolator?
Desolator. Yeah, it could have worked, I suppose.
Yeah, Desolator plus AC, and then they can just like blow people up and Ravage because they have so much minus armor. That wouldn't have been that bad for them.
Yeah, would have cut through this Ember Spear with only 10 armor. That's for damn
it
sure.
would have cut through Ember Spear. It's okay versus Enigma too.
Really, really good against everyone except Razor. Now that he has the Shivas, not quite as effective, but he'll have a Refresher coming out before too long. He's got a Perseverance and 2,500 to boot. Complexity, all grouped up about the bottom lane. They will TP back their Ember Spirit, but he's got a Fire Remnant down. So we'll try to repel Smash and then come back to the fight right before the Remnant despawns. This is one of the nice things about the Ember Spirit in a situation like this, is you can actually defend the push and push for yourselves without taking too much of a risk.
Yep. Lycan put in a tough spot now. If he TP's back and they lose the fight, they lose the game. Whereas maybe if Ember joins the fight, they can trade 1 for 1, and that's better than losing the game. It's not good being down 2 racks, but they're kind of up against the wall right now.
Out comes the Fissure. Won't connect on anything as Moon moves up to the high ground early on. They do get stunned up by the Familiars, and that'll be enough to repel them off this initial push. Swindle will come down. They all sidestep the arrow. Nicely done there. As NoT today, move back, and their tower will be under siege. Moon's ult still has some duration on it. They force out the glyph straight away, and Moon forced to use his BKB also.
Oh, they got the BKB. That's really good for them. Now they can blow up Razor, and he can't pop the cheese.
We'll use the Shivas. We'll clear up the creep wave, but it's just an exposed lane of barracks. Complexity being very cautious here, though. It is a 4v5. Good spread from NoT today, not opening up for any easy black holes from Riser. And Smash now getting closer to the base. Swindle doesn't, or he has the BOTs, never mind, so he's fine. And he'll rinse and repeat, puts down a set of remnants, heads back to the top lane, we'll clear it up, try and repel Smash, who is hiding back here behind these little statues. And then we'll rejoin the fight if they can find a good engagement and get into commit, but Moon Leander takes an arrow to the face. Yes, says Marana. He eats the cheese. Ewo, Ravage number 1, connects only on the Reverend. Limp comes in. There's your black hole on 2. Connects on Mihawk and Masoku. Second Ravage from Ewo. Doesn't do a hell of a lot. There's your second black hole. The dunk goes off, but they've got the damage, and not today. Getting completely cleaned up. Buybacks aplenty coming out. 1, 2, 3 have been used. Complexity only lose their Razor, and now they make the retreat. Smash in the top lane, takes out a tier 3 tower, forces out the glyph, going for the melee barracks, and might well be able to get him. Limp on the run. Were their TPs interrupted, or what happened? Or they're just hanging around? No?
They didn't have TPs.
No TPs?
Wow,
no TPs.
Oh, what happened to Embers? He just canceled his.
Yeah, I think his got interrupted.
Wow.
So they'll lose the top lane of barracks.
Worth. Wow. Smash. He's gonna get the range racks. I don't know if he's gonna get the melee racks though.
Gets the tier 3 tower as well, but now everyone else coming back uses the BKB, now decides to TP home, and just barely lives.
Okay. What a hold.
That was pretty solid. I mean, it was very costly. Looking at net worth.
Ogre and Enigma trying to wrap around on Omasoku, but there's 2 other people there.
It's a 4 cast into a 2 cast. Ding, ding, ding. We've got a lottery winner here today, Merlini. Oh my God, McGee showing us what he's all about. That was 6 fireballs, dude.
It's a lot.
Sup, Mario? That was ridiculous.
Sup, Mario?
Well, so 3 buybacks. Costly for not today, but good all in all. I don't know. Can they win this game? 20,000 gold behind, 16,000 experience. Barracks actually in their favor.
If Complexity get more
3-2.
BOTs, probably not.
But only 1 set on the Ember.
It's really difficult for them to push out the lanes. They can't really just kill this Lycan. Not any one of them can kill this Lycan. They kind of need like Ogre to wrap around or Enigma to wrap around with BOTs, Black Hole, and then proceed for a push, bait out buyback, and proceed that way. The way they're brute forcing right now is just, it's not the best just because Ember is so darn squishy. He has to be scared of dying. Like, what if Lycanthrope's pushing with Earthshaker behind him? Then they kill the Ember, and then they lose both the racks and the push on bottom too. So
Speaking of Ember, he's going to get jumped on. Moonlight Shadow, they've got a dunk after the arrow, and Lycan will end up finishing off the Ember Spirit. Nicely done.
yeah, I think it should be the Enigma that's the one defending the split push, because he can black hole with impunity and wait for someone else to TP in. The Ember is like really scared about dying, and his life is far more important than Enigma's. I mean, not today. Playing it very smart though. They're really far behind, but the way they're executing the split push and forcing Complexity to make these terrible, terrible decisions and terrible trades too is fairly impressive.
I definitely agree. So it looks like we could be in the long haul here for this game, almost 50 minutes in, and not today, hanging on and actually getting the momentum back. We'll see a Crystallis now to follow the Mjolnir of the Marana, and Moon Leander, they see him. Looks like he'll be okay. He does have his refresher complete, no money for buyback, but will have the double ultimate.
Dire's middle barracks are under
Black hole
attack.
and refresher up. Riser comes in, connects on 2. Limps there for the follow-up. Mihawk and Ewo in some trouble. Now he will refresh. Masoku taking some damage right up in the base. And it looks like they will find the kill on Visage to get this fight started. He's living a damn long time, but can't survive long enough. The Marana also dies off to the side, and it's a 2-0
Radiant's bottom
off that
barracks are
one
under
black
attack.
hole. Now things are a little scary. No buyback for the Marana, and no buyback for the Visage. Has it off
Dire's
cooldown,
middle
but short
tower is under
150.
attack.
But they got the buyback on the Ember, and they got the mid racks, and they didn't have to use any of the Ravages, and they traded for 1 hole. So it's still pretty good for not today. Marana's going to have to buy back to try and defend. Oh, he doesn't actually have buyback. Uh-oh.
Yep, 3 minutes.
Well, it's all on Smash then. Can he do the damage? Oh, also, of course, Ewo. Can he get those big
See,
double Ravages?
There's still a tier 2 tower in the top lane, so at most they can get another lane of barracks and
Well,
level
they can
out
go
the barracks.
mega. It's late enough that they can just go for the throne. It's
Think so. 5 on 3. Ooh, God, this is scary. Yeah, Smash is going to have to come back. They don't have the Ember with them. Ravage number 1 from Ewo. There's no follow-up damage except the Shaker. Comes in from the side. Second Ravage will finish off the puck after the dunk from the Shaker. Ewo does live, but there's your black hole. Comes out onto the Lycanthrope. It's a 1v4, and Smash lives. He'll be headed back to the tier 4 towers, but Tidehunter not so lucky as the Ember Spirit cleaves him down. Now the Ding Dings come out on Lycan. Mystico in some trouble, uses the Ghost Scepter, but still falls. And it looks like Complexity will be able to secure the win, just Visage alive. And they will go straight for the tier 4.
Yeah, that's it. Lycan no buybacks is GG. It was not a bad defend by them. I think Tidehunter did what he had to, which was just go for the YOLO Ravage and hope things go well for him. But they weren't clumped up enough. Had they had like 3 in the Echo Slam, then maybe, but I think it was only 1. Maybe another one was caught on the fringes. So Smash +4 cannot win.
Who is this JD?
I actually think Smash didn't play that well either. He got picked off so often in the early game. Got to use those wolves to scout, man.
Yeah. Absolutely. JD Drex. I don't know who you are, but you need to...
The
need to
Enigma
sit
was
at
owners
home.
though. Enigma secured their early and mid and late game. He just
My bad.
he dominated Not Today in all stages.
Yeah, 9-1 and 19 on the Enigma. Pretty damn impressive. Double digits fantasy points, man. Good stuff.
Good stuff.
So not a bad game to get things started, huh, Slugger?
Good stuff.
Yeah, top 2 teams in the group, Not Today in Complexity. They came, they played, and it lived up to the hype. We've got 2 more games coming up today, and what is next, Merlini? It is Infinity Stack versus Not Today, so we'll see how they fare against, well, at least based on the standings, a slightly lesser opponent.
I know Infinity Stack. I used
Yeah.
to play with all of them.
All right, well, sweet. We'll have some
I
good
know.
Merlini insight. He'll get inside their heads, guys.
My friends, come on.
Stick
you can
with
do
us
it.
because we've got plenty of Dota 2 coming your way here for the Summit 2 America by G2A.com. This is Halloween, and you're watching Beyond the Summit.